Yo, welcome back. Today we are looking at a new firmware that just came out called the Wireless Wizard, and this is by BK Broiler, who's semi-new to this whole scene, but from what I can tell, he has done an incredible job with this firmware, and this is for the CYD 2.8 edition, so this is another great example of what the cheap yellow display can do for you with just an amazing firmware that has been developed. We discussed Bruce in the past, we discussed Hellhound, and now we have the Wireless Wizard. I have two units here. You can see one, they are both the 2.8 editions. One has a battery built into it with a GPS, and then the other one has just a regular CYD and a case, so I need power to that one. Up here on top, you can see that one has this little bitty cat walking back and forth, and then this one's a cow. You can set that up upon basic setup of the device, and then as they walk back and forth, they will throw out snarky little comments, which is kind of funny and cute. I would like to thank today's sponsor, PCBWay. So if you guys do not know who PCBWay is, well, they make PCBs. Like this joke car was designed from Midwest Gadgets, and it is based off of the Piglet war driver that we've shown here in the past. And PCBWay, well, they printed this card out for me. I sent them the files, and then they sent me these amazing cards ready to solder and assemble yourself if you so choose to. PCBWay does a lot of really cool things other than PCB design. They also do injection molding. They do 3D printing services, metal bending services, and some CNCing. So if you guys have any needs for any of that kind of stuff, or if you need some PCBs design, then I would definitely recommend going and checking out PCBWay. I will put a link in the description below to save some dollars off your first order. And as always, thank you PCBWay for your love support on this channel. I greatly appreciate it. Now what's cool on this is the simplicity of it all. Everything is just right there in front with a big menu, which I really do appreciate. And let's just dive into a few features. So we're going to go to bulb curl over here. And it's going to start scanning for some BLE bulbs. So like the Bluetooth bulbs that you would see in stores, your kids' rooms, and so on and so forth. So I got one right here. I'm just going to tap on that guy. Now that bulb should be the one right behind me in this hand over here, right there. And if I go ahead and change some settings, so we can see we got red, blue, green, and then you could also drop down a lot of these settings. That's pretty cool of how easy that works, and it's very, very responsive. We also have, let's go ahead and dive into the Chameleon over here, and I have a little Chameleon Ultra Mini. And let's just go ahead and power this guy on. Connect to that guy. It's going to connect, and there we can see that we have those features to scan. So we have HF, we have LF, NDEF, and then slots. So if I go to the HF, and let's see here if I can, there we go. So we were able to grab some data off my implant. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and go to some mesh. And if I go to mesh here, we can start scanning for mesh-tastic devices. And let's see if they can pick this guy up right here. All right, so we got that mesh-tastic one. That is a 22A0. That is what that is. Connecting, we are going to try to connect to it. Let's go ahead and punch in that pin right there. It should be auto set. We have a node list. So here's some nodes around me that I know are there. All right, so that covers the mesh-tastic side of things. And let's go ahead and dive in over here to some sensors. So we have, for basic sensors that are around your IoT devices and all that fun stuff, we can definitely go and scan for these sensors and kind of look at the data on them and maybe mess with them and such. So temperature and humidity. We also have wave radar. And we got GPS. So on this unit, for instance, I do have GPS built into it with the Hedges Biscuit GPS module. I just don't have it set up yet for that, but that is there. And if we go to Wi-Fi, well, we have Roku remotes. We have the IoT scanner, ward driver. So there is a ward driver on this. You will need a GPS if you want to do any real ward driving with. As of right now, you can upload to Wiggle, I believe, is what is the kind of default there. So you have the option on your SD card to upload your Wiggle APIs and all that fun stuff, and then upload from there. Watchdog Go Wars is on the menu and docket as well to drop into this. And then I like this one. This is pretty cool. This is called Merlin's Messenger. So if I go to this unit over here, let's go back out of here, go to Wi-Fi, go to Merlin's Messenger. And you can see here that it automatically found this CYD over here on my left. If I connect to it and then I hit connect to this one on here, if I say yo and send, you can see that we got that over here on this one right off the bat. And I say like sub and I hit send, you can see that we got that over here on this one. So that is really cool of how fast and well that works with these two little CYDs, you can definitely use them as just little pagers, little messengers. We do have a GAT Explorer. We have our SSI Hunter. We have Beacon Scan, Tracker Scan, Packet Capture, Vuln Scan, Flipper Detect, and then we have BLE Skimmers, Flock Detect, BLE Alert, Vendor Sensors, Drone Detect, Meta Glasses, and the UPC Scanner. Let's see here. What can I do? I think I can do drone. Let's see if I go to drone, and if I go to the Ion box, and then let's go to drone spoofer, and let's just go ahead and active. All right, so yeah, so we are definitely receiving some false drones over here from the Ion box over here to the CYD. So again, remember to test your own devices in your own safe space. This is my safe space. This is my little safe space. So do not test things that you do not have permission to test on. I give myself permission to test all my fun stuff. This is a really cool firmware I have come to love for the CYD. I really do enjoy it. It makes it something unique, new, and fun. Again, we discussed like Bruce in the past and, of course, the Hellhound. But if you just wanted to play around with the CYD and kind of get your feet wet into all this stuff without having to go and look at a Hellhound or have one built for you, the Wireless Wizard is a great place to start for all this. You guys definitely go and check out wirelesswizard.net. I will put a link for that as well in the description below. And go and check out the CYD custom firmware for that. It is amazing to use, play with. It is super fun. I really do enjoy it. And if you guys have any questions about anything else, shoot me a comment down below or join my Discord. And as always, like, subscribe, that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys next video.